Hi, my name is Stephen Adler, and this is my personal assessment presentation assignment. I'm going to be discussing my strengths and weaknesses pertaining to public speaking, as well as setting proper goals for myself during this month in regards to improving my public speaking skills. Public speaking for me has always been sort of an enigmatic mystery. It is one of those things that most people have the opportunity to fully experience very rarely. For that reason, many people, like myself, find it nerve-wracking and difficult. As I've already learned during my time at Full Sail, with more practice and experience, the better I will get at something. For all the obvious reasons, speaking in front of a live audience and speaking in a computer camera presentation at one time felt very different to me. Though speaking in front of a live audience is my preference, I find I've gotten more comfortable speaking on my computer's webcam. This makes me grateful that this month will mostly require me to speak through my computer screen, hence I'll be able to improve even more so. Now, I find my biggest strength in public speaking is my open mind and fearlessness, which allows me to not be afraid to try new things when it comes to recording myself. I think I'm finally starting to get over some of my speech anxiety, and I find myself thinking less and less about my performance and more about what I think the audience should see or hear. This might sound minor, but I felt it to be a huge breakthrough when I learned how to free my mind to a certain extent. It has definitely made my presentations better. My second strength, I think, would be my preparation for each presentation. I used to try to wing it, more or less, before every recording because for some reason I thought some of my anxiety would diminish through trying to project pure naturalness. I was obviously wrong because ever since I started plotting out my speeches, my delivery has become so much better and so much more concise. Preparation has now become extremely vital to my speeches. Now, my main weakness, oddly enough, would have to again be my preparation. While I feel like I have made strides in this area, I have come to realize that I still have a lot more work to do. The main obstacle for me now is to not sound or look like I am reading from a prepared statement. This is really hard for me, especially since my memory isn't the greatest, but with enough practice, I should be able to eliminate the direct reading more and more. My other major weakness would have to be my sometimes monotone voice. If I am not careful, I realize that my voice can get very monotone. I find it to be very unattractive as a viewer, so I desperately do not want to do it again during my own presentations. As someone who has difficulty staying focused during extended speeches, there is nothing that makes me lose focus more than a monotone speaker. It can show lack of passion, personality, and enthusiasm. And if your audience sees you don't possess those qualities, they won't reciprocate them as well. So something as small as differentiating the tone of my voice throughout a speech is very important to me. Now, as for my goals this month to improve my public speaking skills, I would have to say number one would be to constantly remind myself to take it slow and try to get my points across as best as possible. Another goal would have to be to prepare as much as possible for every presentation. Practice makes perfect, and while I feel more comfortable speaking to the camera, the extra authenticity of not reading from a text could really bring my presentations to the next level. The next goal for me would be to focus on not sounding monotone or too much like a robot. Nothing will deviate my audience more than boring them with an empty speech. And my final goal is to try and inject enthusiasm and excitement into all of my speeches. This way I can hopefully pass all of them onto my audience because of I've been able to instill even an ounce of my own passion to them, then I've done something right. So this is my personal assessment of myself, public speaking, and I'm excited to learn lots of new things this month and take these new skills and make myself a better public speaker. I hope that when it comes time for me to present myself or any project in the future, I will not just be prepared, but I will have the skills and discipline to stand out from the rest of the pack. That said, I can't wait to get to work and learn all I can from this month. So until next time, have a good one.